Hi, I'm Wendy, and welcome to the RN for God podcast. This is where truth meets health and wellness. But as a public health official and registered nurse, I am going to discuss the myths, the facts, and give you some essential tips to have a more balanced life in the health realm, the physical realm, mental, emotional, and spiritual realm, and of course, even financially. Take this journey with me and let's dive in. See you soon. Toodles. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the RN for God podcast. I am Wendy, the RN for God, and I'm just saying, hey, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, I wanted to come on here and first check in. How are you doing? I hope that all is well. I hope that it is my prayer that you have everything that you need in this season, that you have food on your table, electricity, a roof over your head. I pray that as we begin to go into the winter months, that you and your children will be warm and fed in this season. There is a lot of things going on. Make sure that you have community because community matters. And what do I mean by that? Have friends and families. When I was growing up, we could knock on the neighbor's door and get a cup of sugar or butter, that kind of thing. So make sure that you have community surrounding you. We all have to help one another nowadays. So make sure you have that. But I had an Arsenio Hall moment today. For those of you that don't know who Arsenio Hall is, Google him. But Arsenio used to do this thing, and he would say things that make you go, hmm. And I had that moment today. I was at the gym, and I'm working out, and I seen a lady come in, and I've seen her before, and she was working with her trainer. And I looked and I said, oh, she had on one of those onesies, and it was white. It had some print on it, but it was white. And she didn't have a bra on. And I could tell, you can tell when a person doesn't have a bra on. But when she got up off of the floor, she was rolling, doing a roller on her leg and stuff. She had no underwear on. And no, it wasn't that she had on thongs. She had none on. And I was amazed. I'm 57, so maybe it's my age, but I was amazed because you at the gym with no underwear on. Like the gym is nasty, it's dirty. And when I say that, I don't mean visible dirt. I am talking about the germs. The gym is dirty because you got people sweating and ain't nobody walking around with a sign that tell you all the things they got going on in their bodies. And just because a person is in the gym don't mean that they healthy. I saw I saw a post that somebody said that their cold winds stink. And it took me a minute to catch that. But a couple of weeks ago, I was at the gym working out using a machine, and a person came up beside me, and I was like, what is that? And when I turned around, it was a person. But when he moved, I was just like, oh my God, I was glad I was on my last set because the smell was horrible. So everybody doesn't wipe a machine off. In a gym, you can get so many different diseases. Because y'all know I talk about health. Health and wellness is where I'm at, okay? And I get people wanting to be cute and all of that kind of stuff. That has nothing to do with it. I'm not talking about the person's body or not body shaming. It's nothing like that. And trust me, I ain't jealous. See my shirt, me versus me. I'm not. It's not that. It is about safety, the individual safety, my safety, your safety. In the gym, you can get ringworms, you can get athlete's foot, you can get staph. So staph, one of the things that is pretty much on everything. But if you are sick, it can kill you really, because it can lead to MRSA, which can lead to sepsis, which can lead to a flesh-eating bacteria. Staph is horrible. You can get impetigo, herpes, HPV, and don't forget about the flu and COVID, right? Everybody don't wipe the machines off. I see it. If you go to the gym, you see it. Everybody don't wipe this stuff off. How long does it take for some of these diseases to live on the surface? Staph, weeks to months on plastic. Plastic, it can be weeks to months, and you sitting on it without no underwear on, with all your juices flowing and whatnot. HIV lives on surfaces for 1 to 2 minutes if it's in body fluids. If it's dried up, longer, a few hours on surfaces, depending upon the temperature and the humidity of the area. Sometimes the gym can be a little humid. They like to keep the air going. Some of them have fans blowing too, but sometimes they get hot in there. And maybe it's me. I could be having my own personal summer, but I get hot and I sweat. I don't always sweat on my face, but I sweat in my torso area, like all in my midsection, everywhere from all my torso gets drenched. My face could just have a little bit of specks on it, but I'm drenched here. I don't want to, I'm not going to go in the gym. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But don't go in the gym and sitting on stuff when you ain't got no underwear on. Like secretions and stuff. Not only get on to the surface, but stuff can get on you. You got on that little thin material. Like, that's not protecting you. And I know it's a thing, people go bare and all of that stuff. Maybe it's my generation. I don't know, but I can't do it. I can't. And it's me, yes. But I'm just saying, hepatitis A lives on the surface for 3 months. Hepatitis B for 1 week in dried up blood or even semen. Hepatitis C for 6 weeks. So there's no cure for Hep B. Hep A, you got to have several injections. And Hep C, they might be able to cure it. But you will have to go through extensive treatment and liver damage too. So my point is, just put on some underwear. So the probability of any of these things happening, you acquiring any of these diseases, is minimal compared to you increasing your risk because you don't want to wear underwear. Because you don't want to wear underwear. So I had to come on here. Yep. And I had to talk about it. Yep. Wear underwear at the gym, please. Please. You ain't got to do it for me. Do it for you. Do it for your safety, for your health. Because that's nasty. It's just nasty. So that's my rant for today. Please, 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 please wear underwear at the gym. Yeah. Women, young ladies, girls, females, wear underwear when you go into the gym. All right. That's Auntie Wendy. I am the RN for God speaking to you, giving you a little bit of wisdom on how to protect yourself by simply wearing underwear while you're at the gym. Yep. All right, y'all. Have a good evening. Stay safe out there and remember to protect yourself at all times. Toodles.